My name is Leo Fantini, and I'm a local realtor here in Bellingham. I'm also a member of the Bellingham Business Association, and I'm pleased to be this month's host for Strictly Business, presented by the Bellingham Business Association. The BBA is our local business organization which works towards supporting our local businesses, as well as believing in giving back to the people and the community of Bellingham. Today's guests are Rick Kaplan from Remax Executive Realty and Ed Szymanski from PC Handyman. Welcome, Rick. Welcome, Ed. Great to have you here. Before speaking with our guests, I'd like to give you a brief recap of the last BBA meeting held December 7th and catered by Vercelli's. At the December meeting, which was certainly a fun get-together, those in attendance participated in a Yankee gift swap, donated unwrapped gifts for Santa's Elves Telethon to give back to the children of the community, and also to have an absolutely delicious meal. And this is the annual holiday get-together, holiday party for the BBA. During the summer months, the BBA sponsors a softball game, sometimes two, a movie night, and family fun day at the YMCA in Franklin. The annual BBA golf tournament is being held in September at the New England Country Club, and the BBA sponsors Citizen of the Year and also provides 2 scholarships of $1,500 each to students who live in Bellingham. And you can check these out on the BBA website at www.bellinghambusinessassociation.org. Members can also link their business website to the BBA website for greater exposure. Each BBA meeting is held on the 3rd Wednesday of the month at a local restaurant or town facility from 6 to 8 p.m. The meetings feature guest speakers presenting topics of interest to local businesses, and the meetings include a dinner catered by a local restaurant, as well as time for those attending to network together. Now, I'd like to get to our guests, so once again, welcome Rick, welcome Ed. Great to have you here, and I'm sure you'll provide our listeners with some terrific information about your businesses. So let's get started. First question for the two of you. If you could tell us about your business in regard to its history and the products and services that you provide. Rick, if we could start with you, please.
Sure. Again, I'm Rick Kaplan. I'm a commercial real estate broker with Remax Executive Realty. I have been doing commercial real estate for about 18 years now, and I've always focused on commercial real estate only, which is office, industrial, manufacturing type of clients. So a lot of my clients are mostly local business owners that are growing and their needs change. So I help people find the right real estate to meet their current and future need for their business. Also, because I'm in real estate, I ended up buying the Bellingham Plaza right here in the center of town about 2.5 years ago, and I've been fixing it up ever since. I'm sure most people have seen all the renovations. We're now about 95% complete, and I'm excited to say it's going really, really well. We've got a lot of new tenants in there, and a lot more customers, which is wonderful.
That you mentioned the Bellingham Plaza, I think we all know where it is. As a matter of fact, my office is right across the street from you.
Yes, it is.
And certainly I, and I'm sure among others in the community, must compliment you on what you've done to that plaza. Absolutely fabulous. It looks terrific.
Thank you.
And you can see, how much time and effort you've put into that to, to bring it to what it is today. So very nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been great working with the town, and the town's been very positive about the whole thing. So it's been a very good experience.
One other thing, you mentioned commercial real estate. I mean, is it simply, listing real estate and selling it, buying it as you do with the plaza, renting commercial? What else do you do with it?
What I do as a commercial real estate broker is I represent companies that are growing or downsizing, and they have a need for more office space, more industrial space, manufacturing space. So whether they're looking to lease or buy, doesn't matter. I show them lots of space that's out there. Or if they're looking to lease their property or sell their property, I represent them as well, trying to do that. I have many properties here, in Bellingham, small industrial condos for sale, commercial, industrial, and then other larger office spaces and warehouses. So that's what I do. I really help companies find the right real estate for their business needs.
I'm sure they appreciate that very much.
As do I.
Ed, PC Handyman, how about yourself? Tell us about your business, its history, products, services that you provide.
Well, Leo, the history is that I actually have a degree in engineering, and I worked in engineering and engineering management for companies, larger companies, for 25 years. Last company I worked for, I was the manager of the engineering department. The company didn't have a dedicated IT department, so they left it to engineering to take care of the 40 users and the network in the place. And in order to keep some of my staff working on engineering projects, I ended up doing a lot of the computer work myself. It got to be that I couldn't get up from my desk to go to the water cooler without somebody calling me over, and anytime anybody had a problem that I wasn't familiar with, I would research it and find the answer, and I learned everything that way. In 2002, when that company moved to Houston, and I didn't want to move to Houston, I started my own business, and I've been doing that ever since. I'm actually located in Franklin, and I service a number of businesses and home users in Bellingham, as well as the other surrounding towns. I came up with the name the PC Handyman because that's what it's like. It's like a home handyman, you know, it takes your list and goes around your house and fixes, you know, sticking doors and whatever else. I do a little bit of everything. I really, you know, obviously it's computer service and repair. I do a lot of virus removal, installation of new systems. I set up wireless networks in homes and set up networks in businesses. Software installation, I'll teach you how to use particular applications that you need.
That's great.
And do, you know, physical repairs too, replace defective parts. One of the things, I'm not afraid to take anything apart. So I in fact have a laptop completely disassembled on the bench at my place right now. And I can actually put it back together again and not have any parts left over. So that's, you know, so it's a little bit of everything. And I would say, you know, feel free to call and ask me, and if it's something that I don't handle, that isn't in the scope of my work, I'm sure to say so. I don't take on anything I can't handle, but if I can do it, I will, and I'll do it right.
Well, certainly honesty is the best policy, and as you said, if there's something that you can't do, then you let people know that right up front, which is very important. The other thing that I find interesting, and I've talked to quite a few people as of late about this, and one of two things happen. With yourself, you worked for a company. They decided to move to Texas. You said, no, I'm not going to move. Gave you the opportunity to start your own business. And I've also found that people in certain businesses working for large companies over a period of years, it's not something you do from 1 year to 2 years to 3 years, but for a period of years, and they've had it in the back of their mind that, you know, I really would like to be my own boss, do something on my own. And you appeared to be self-taught, yes, because people were asking you questions, you would research it and so on and get it done. That they've started their own businesses as well, because they just say, no, the big company, I want to do my own thing, have my own time frame, that sort of thing as well. So, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it while I was working for the company, but you know, I have a family, and so I always thought that it was crazy to you know, walk away from that security that I thought I had, and so I never actually did it, and I never did it until basically I was forced to do it, because at that time the jobs were really hard to find. Of course, now I say I wish I had done it 10 years before. So you know, that's one of those things where you're sort of afraid to take the leap, but it was really the best thing I ever did, and I wouldn't go back unless I really had to, and right now I don't. So it's working.
Great, excellent. I just want to back up a little bit to you, Rick, because, you know, Ed explained to us how he got into business with his own company, et cetera. I mean, how did you decide this is it, real estate? And not only real estate, but I'm focusing on one portion of real estate, which is commercial real estate. What made you go in that direction?
It's funny how we all end up where we end up. My background actually is accounting. I was an accounting major, worked for one of the big 8 accounting firms, so I had a numbers background. And one day when I was working with my father, what happened was I left the accounting. My father said, why don't we get involved in real estate together, who was a attorney. So it makes no sense. I said, what are you, crazy? What do we know about real estate? Before we know it, we started buying and managing properties. And with my accounting background, I was running the books and managing properties and stuff like that, having a really good time doing it. How I made that twist, it's crazy. And then from there, just networking with people. Before I knew it, I was investing with other people just in commercial. And then from there, I had an opportunity to work as a broker because the opportunities to invest weren't really in front of me anymore as they were in the late 80s or around 2000, late 90s, they changed. So I started working as a commercial broker thinking that this would be a real part-time thing because I enjoyed the development end. And before I know it, I've been now in it close to 20 years, and I worked for another company. I started my own company in 2000, let's see, 2006, I opened my company, Kaplan Commercial Properties. In 2011, I ended up merging my office with Remax Executive Realty, where I became president of the commercial division. So I've always done commercial only while doing some development, commercial development on the side, whether it's adding value or even new construction. So I've always been involved in it.
Interesting, from part-time to full-time to where you are today.
Right, exactly.
Very good.
Yeah.
Ed, let me ask you this. Now, how about future expansion of your business? You know, what do you see 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road for PC Handyman?
I don't see a lot of expansion, really. I'm always trying to expand my customer base. I think if I look back now into my customer list, it's probably about 800 or more. But as I take care of these people's, problems, sometimes I don't hear from them again for quite some time, and sometimes it might be years, whatever. So I'm always looking to grow my customer base, and looking for more businesses to service. But with my shop is actually at my house. And I like the way things are going as far as being a one-man operation, and so I think I'll keep that way. So I think just expanding my customer base is my future.
Very good. Although, again, I've talked to people who have basically said the same type of thing, and they've decided to expand their business as time goes on. You never know, is what it's all about. And Rick, how about you? Future expansion. You mentioned you just merged your company with Remax Executive.
Remax Executive, or I should say, the commercial division for Remax is really a very strong, growing division, commercial-wise. They, in 2011, were ranked 16th among the largest commercial transactions in the United States. So, we're no Richard Ellis and Cushman Wakefield and Colliers, Meredith, those big companies. But we're ranked 16th, and it's really exciting. So my goal in the next 2-3 years, actually, is to hire 2 or 3 more agents that will do commercial only. And right now I cover all of Metro West, out to 495, going up to the boroughs, going down to Mansfield. But we need more agents that can help cover all that territory. And so it's really doing well right now, the commercial end of it, and really looking to grow it.
What do you attribute to, I'll make an assumption here, real estate agents, they do a little bit of residential, they do commercial, they do rental, reload, that sort of thing. rather than focusing on one area such as commercial, what do you attribute that to? Because you said, you're looking for commercial agents. A little difficult to find. What do you attribute that to?
Well, some people can balance doing both, some residential and commercial. But I really looked at it as they're really two very different businesses. They really are. The commercial is when I'm dealing with business owners, with someone like yourself, that you're out looking for space to grow. You need more space for your manufacturing or assembly. It's a total different client base than residential. And I never made the leap to do residential, nor do I want to. It's two different hats. It's very, very different. So commercial only, I feel, is important because you network with all the other commercial agents. You take your business in a different avenue than you do with residential. With commercial, it's knocking on doors, it's going to networking events, it's meeting business owners, and which is a little different than residential. And so I really feel it's important to be one or the other. A lot of people do a good job at doing both, but for myself, that's how I see it.
That's how you see it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, Ed and Rick, there are certainly challenges today in any business. Makes no difference, although if anybody listened to the President's State of the Union address last night, we're on a pretty nice road here for the future. However, down in the trenches, Ed, what do you see as your greatest challenge in today's business world, and how would you overcome the challenge or challenges?
Well, as I mentioned, keeping my customer base growing is very important to me because of the fact that it's a service business, and it's particularly home users only call you when they have a problem. So I'm trying to expand that. I'm trying to expand the businesses. But as something when we were chatting before the show there, that we were talking about is to stay busy, because I like being busy, but to make sure that I always provide good service from my oldest customer to my newest customer. So I want to keep adding clients, but I need to make sure that I take care of my existing customers. And business owners are particularly demanding, and rightly so. They're trying to do business. They depend on their technology in order to perform their business. And when there are problems, it's a crisis, and I need to be able to respond to that. But I also need to remember that I can't forget about even the smallest of the home users. When they call, their problem is important to them too. So try to make sure that I take care of everything, take care of everyone, as well as expand the business at the same time. And it's challenging, but it's very rewarding.
So treating everyone fairly, equally, providing top-notch professional service, because we know in any business one of the things that keeps your business growing is referrals.
Absolutely.
You do a good job, and oh, by the way, Ed, this guy did a great job. Rick, tremendous job for me, so you're going to get referrals. You don't, and other things happen to you as well. What about yourself, Rick? What do you see as your greatest challenges in commercial real estate today?
Well, I wholeheartedly agree that it's all customer service. You got to really make sure you understand your client's needs, and nobody has time to waste going out looking at stuff that doesn't make sense. So you really got to understand your client and show them the right space for their needs. As far as the biggest challenge, knock on wood, we really just want to hire more agents right now. We need to get our name out there on a little wider basis. Because it is going well right now, and I do think that things are getting better economy-wise. We're getting a lot busier, so we're happy with that. So our challenge really is finding the right agents, and as always, you have to stay in touch with your client, your customers. You have to make sure that they know you're around. Make sure that they know when they have a question about the real estate, they can depend on my company to answer the right questions, find the right space, make sure their needs are met.
I'd like to pursue that avenue just a little bit more in terms of keeping your clients coming back, because many people in business, they do the same thing as somebody else. Is there anything specifically that, for example, you do, Ed, that someone else in your business might not do to, kind of raise you to a higher level?
Well, I mean, I just have to say that I honestly do care about customer satisfaction. I try to I try to meet the needs. I think that some larger computer service businesses don't really worry about things like turnaround time. Drop it off at the desk, and we'll have it back in 10 days. I try to put myself in the customer's position. He's down, he needs it, and try to do whatever I can to meet those needs, and not just say, well, gee, I'm sorry, too bad, I'm just so busy, I can't make it. So I really try hard to meet people's needs, and I try to be fair about pricing and things, and I also I try to explain things to people in real terms, terms they can understand. I don't try to just throw a bunch of technical stuff out to confuse them. I really try to explain what I'm doing, and just make sure that they're perfectly satisfied with the service that they got.
I think that we've all been there with the big box stores, as you said. Drop your computer off, and okay, we'll get back to you in 10 days, and you don't know really who is taking care of that computer for you, other than like yourself. You're the person face to face. This is what I'm going to do. Right. This is the time I'm going to take to fix your problem for you, and I'm available. I'm available. Rick, what about yourself? Anything specific that you would do, or you do?
Well, something that I'm very proud of is I earned a designation called a Certified Commercial Investment Member. It's a CCIM designation. To get that, there's many classes you have to take, week-long classes, and so on and so forth. You have to get a lot of credits. It's going back to school, basically. And then you also have to submit a portfolio of commercial transactions you've done that meet certain limits. So that is something I'm very proud of that I have earned, and which really does put me, gives me a good edge in the business. It's a designation that not many agents have, and so I'm glad that I did earn it. And I do actually stay involved with that chapter, the CCIM chapter, try and do what I can to really keep my name out there. And then, like you said, it's all customer service, really making sure you do a really good job. I stay in touch with many local, networking with a lot of bankers, a lot of attorneys, a lot of accountants, so I can be a trusted advisor for them, for their clients. So if they have issues or concerns about their clients' real estate needs, they can come to me at no charge, and I can help them, guide them to the, are they paying the right rent? Does the building make sense for them? Should they consider buying right now, or are they better off leasing right now? So I bring all that to the table, and they know that I'm sincere about helping them, and if I get something out of it, great. If I don't, that's fine. I'm glad to help them out.
Well, it sounds like a couple of things that you mentioned. First of all, you keep up to date with your business, and knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have compared to someone else, the better off you are. And the second thing that I heard you say was basically it's a team situation where it's yourself, attorneys, lenders, people working together to help people enhance their business or get guidance and information about their business, which you can provide to them.
Right,
yeah,
absolutely.
Very, very important.
Absolutely.
Something for the two of you gentlemen that I think is important for any business is supporting the community, and how you go about that. The kinds of things you do helps the community in many, many ways. So, Rick, what kinds of things do you do to help support the community of Bellingham?
Well, I'm very happy to say that the Bellingham is looking to put together a youth center. And I've been approached, and I donated a large space in my plaza, the Bellingham Plaza, to the Bellingham Youth Center. So hopefully by the end of the month, end of February, I'm actually going to build some space out for them and donate the space at no charge to them, so they have a center to go to. And that's I'm not part of running the facility. There's the DARE officer is going to be running the facility, and I'm glad to donate that, and I have a few partners, and we thought it was a terrific idea to donate to the town, and the town has been great to us, and hopefully it's going to help them.
That's great. That's wonderful. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we talk about the things that youth do today, and having a place for them to go and you know, take part in activities that interest them is absolutely wonderful. And
Yeah.
you know, donating that to the community is fabulous. So
Yeah, I think
that's
it's a terrific thing for the town.
Great. Ed, how about yourself?
Well, one of the things is, you know, belonging to the Bellingham Business Association is something that I know that besides having, you know, networking and great functions and meetings we have, the group does a number of things for the community and like the scholarship and all too. And so by being a member of the organization, I am helping the community. Also, I'm always happy to, you know, buy a little ad in a community directory program for, you know, plays, sporting events, whatever else that, you know, in order to help support the community. I know that sometimes you don't really get a lot out of that, but it's also making a donation to help these groups. And then one of the things I do, you know, just for individual sort of thing is that I do encounter a lot of people who, you know, low income, fixed income people who need equipment, but can't always, you know, afford to go out and buy new. So what I do is when I pick up salvage equipment that people, you know, leave with me, abandoned or whatever, I recondition old computers and old devices like that. And I will then turn them over to people for, you know, just the cost of doing the repairs. People that need things like that. So I don't look at that as any tremendous profit-making potential, but just to try to help. And then, you know, once again, they'll be likely to refer me to other people too. So, you know, I think the community and we help each other.
Very good. That's great. And you know, it's so important to do with your business to connect to the community. And I also know that the two of you are certainly active members in the BBA, because I do see you at the monthly functions and so on, which is terrific. And I want to thank you, Rick, and you, Ed, for being with us during this segment of Strictly Business. Once again, sponsored by the Bellingham Business Association. And the January meeting of the BBA will be held tonight at Lowell's Restaurant, and it will feature information. As I mentioned, there are different topics, different months. This is about business planning. There's a lot of camaraderie that takes place amongst those that attend, just getting to know each other, interacting with each other, finding out about local businesses and how they work and how they can help you out and how you can help them and how we can just spread the word, which is important. A pleasant atmosphere for all of the meetings, networking, as I mentioned earlier, and also a very delicious meal will be served for all to enjoy at Lowell's. They do a wonderful, wonderful job. And for more information about the Bellingham Business Association, please visit the website, once again, at www.bellinghambusinessassociation.org, or there's the telephone numbers there as well on the website, and you can call any member of the board of directors to help you out. And the BBA is always looking for new members and would certainly be pleased to discuss membership and the organization with you. So if you are interested, give them a call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for attending.